What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to another Yu-Gi-Oh! OCG TCG video. Today, guys, we are going to be going over the new Tearalaments. I think that's how you're supposed to say it. I apologize if I'm pronouncing it incorrectly. Support that is set to release in the newest main core set, Darkwing Blast. Very excited to be going over these cards, so without further ado, let's get right into it. So as per usual with these card game videos, we go over the monsters first, then the extra deck monsters, and end off with the spells and traps. However, for this video, we don't have to worry about any main deck monsters because we only have one new extra deck monster and the rest being spell cards. And speaking of that extra deck monster, the extra deck monster that we got for this new support is Tearalaments Karos, I think that's how you're supposed to say that. It's a level 8 Water Aqua Fusion effect monster with 3,000 attack and 2,500 defense, and the materials required for this monster is Tearalaments Chayakaros. Again, I do apologize if I'm pronouncing these names wrong, and one Tearalaments monster. And you can only use the second and third effect of this card's name each once per turn. Your other aqua monsters cannot be destroyed by battle, so some protection, pretty nice. When your opponent activates a card or effect that includes special summoning a monster, quick effect, you can negate the activation. If you do, destroy that card, then send one Tearalaments card from your hand or face-up field to the graveyard. If this fusion summon card is sent to the graveyard by a card effect, you can special summon this card. So, wait a minute. You know what's kind of funny about that last effect? With the second effect, you can target one of your Tearalaments cards and send it to the graveyard to be able to negate your opponent's special summoning. You could literally bring this card back once you do that. So you basically get a free negation of a special summon. And hell, if you don't want to target this card, you can target one of your Tearalaments monsters, send that card to the graveyard, and then you can activate their effects. Like, what the hell? Yo, this card is actually pretty sick in my opinion. I mean, being able to have some sort of protection, would have preferred if it was card effect protection instead of battle protection, but, you know, if I'm going to be completely honest, any type of protection, I'll take it. And then, like I said, being able to basically negate one of your opponent's special summons, which can probably disrupt their main play potentially, or just break a little bit of their board so they can't go into their big massive board. They're just going to have to make a backup for it, which might not be as powerful. And you basically can do that for free, or if you do want to tribute one of your other Tearalaments monsters, you could just activate their effect when they get sent to the graveyard. So in my opinion, this is a really good card for the Tearalaments deck, and definitely this is going to be included in every Tearalaments deck that you play. This is a very solid fusion monster in my opinion. So, off to a good start. Let's see what the spells and traps bring to us. So, the first spell that we're going to be going over is Tearalaments Grief, a normal spell card that reads you can only use one of the first and second effects of this card's name per turn, and only once that turn. Special summon one Tearalaments monster, or one Visas Starfrost from your deck or graveyard, and if you do, send one monster you control with the same type or attribute to the graveyard. If this card is sent to the graveyard by card effect, you can target one of your banished Tearalaments traps added to your hand. So that's pretty cool to be able to get back one of your banished traps from the banish zone. So that's pretty cool. But that first effect, dude, being able to special summon a Tearalaments monster from your deck or graveyard, and then you get to send one of the monsters with the same type or attribute to the graveyard to potentially get more benefits from that. Like, this card doesn't seem broken at all, right? Right? I mean, you just get to special summon a monster from your deck or graveyard depending on the situation that you're at, so you can get one of your powerful monsters onto your field, and then you get to send a monster of that type or attribute to the graveyard to be able to use its effect. Like, holy crap, like, this card is just very, very good in my opinion. Like, holy crap, this is insanely good for the Tearalaments. So, yeah, definitely going into the Tearalaments deck. No ifs, ands, or buts. Like, we're not even debating that. So with that said, the next card that we're going to be discussing is Tearalaments Heartbeats, a quick play spell card that reads you can only use one of the first and second effect of this card's name per turn, and only once that turn. Target one spell trap on the field, shuffle it into the deck, then send one card from your hand to the graveyard. If you control Visas Starfrost at activation, you can target two spell and traps instead. If this card is sent to the graveyard by card effect, you can target one Tearalaments trap in your graveyard, add it to your hand. So second effect, the same thing as the last card that we went over. So the first effect is you know, it's not really that bad. Being able to get rid of spell and trap cards your opponent controls is nice. I don't like the fact that it gets sent back to the deck because of the fact that they could just be able to potentially reuse it later on into the duel. So that's the only thing I will say that is a downside with this card. But it's not like it's a bad effect at all. I mean, you basically get the Phoenix Wing Blast when your opponent's back row back into the deck. So that's pretty cool. And then if you control Visas Starfrost, you'd be able to target 2 spells and traps. So, not a bad card at all. I do think there is some benefit to this card, but I will say, definitely comparing it to the last 2 cards that we went over, this is easily the weakest card from the batch that we got of these new Taramit cards. But that's not saying this card is bad at all. I just think, it's just a decent effect in my opinion. Again, just wish that it wasn't sent back to the deck, because I feel like, just for the fact that they can reuse it again later on in the duel. I don't know. Again, not a bad card. It's just that, compared to the other 2, I just don't think it kind of lives up to the other cards that we already discussed in this video. But with that out of the way, this is going to lead us into the final card of this video, which is Tearalaments Scream, a continuous spell card that reads you can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. If a monster is normal or special summon and you control a Tearalaments monster or Visas Starfrost, you can send the top 3 cards of your deck to the graveyard. Also, all face-up monsters your opponent controls will lose 500 attack for the rest of this turn, and if this card is into the graveyard by card effect, you can add 1 Tearalaments trap from your deck to your hand. So this effect actually allows you to add the trap from your deck to your hand, which is actually really nice in my opinion. And then the first effect, holy crap, the fact that you could just start milling your deck to be able to get your graveyard loaded with Tearalaments cards, or even just like graveyard reliant cards to your graveyard, is just a really good effect in my opinion, especially since you can activate this during your opponent's turn. I mean, holy crap, like that effect is really good, and all you really need is a Tearalaments monster onto your field, which is not hard at all, or even Visas Starfrost. That's not a hard card either to get to your field. So yeah, this is another really solid card. I mean, being able to just mill your cards to set up your graveyard effects, like holy crap, like this card is really, really powerful in my opinion. But with that being said, that's going to be it for this new Tearalaments support. General thoughts on the new support. I mean, holy crap, this support was really, really good. Like, every single card, maybe besides Heartbeats, was really good support. Like, holy crap, I already thought Tearalaments was a good deck. Like, this just made the deck even better. Like, this is easily going to be one of the top decks of the new format, because obviously, Splight is going to be another deck to contend with, and we're going to be getting that in Power of the Elements. So obviously we're going to have to see these 2 decks go toe-to-toe with each other, and now Tearalaments have just gotten even better with this support. Like, this could be like the top deck of the format in my opinion. Like, the only thing that I can think would really top this off in my opinion, or that can actually beat this to be more precise, is if Splites get support in this set, which I kind of hope they don't. I mean, that deck has been tearing up the OCG format, so I don't really think we need to see Splites get any more support in my opinion, or at least as good as we got from the first batch of cards. But that's the only way I can see topping this support, because holy crap, this is really going to help the Tearalaments to be a very powerful deck in the metagame. Like, this is, like I said earlier, this is going to be one of the top decks of the new format. Or, I keep saying new format, you know what I mean, like post Power of the Elements, and now even post Darkwing Blast. Like, this is going to be one of the top decks of the format. But with that being said, that is going to be it for this OCG TCG video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know your guys' thoughts on this new support. Did you think it was good support? Did you think it was alright support? Or did you guys think this support wasn't actually that great at all? And just let me know your guys' thoughts on this deck as a whole? And do you guys think this is going to be on the top of the food chain? And maybe do you think with the support that it's going to actually beat Splites, or do you think Splites is still going to be the best deck of the format? We'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on this down below, but with that being said, that's going to be it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, guys, take care and have yourselves a great rest of your day.